Russell Westbrook retired. Russell Westbrook calls it quits after, was it 18 years in the league? 9-time All-Star, former MVP, all-time triple-double leader. And I've had my warranted criticisms of Russell Westbrook over the years. You know, when he came to the Lakers, I was beside myself because I understood that it would never work. And boy, was I right. But I think a lot of people are prisoners of the moment and have recency bias. Because although I've had my very, very blunt opinions about Russell Westbrook, I've always given him credit for being a guy that played very hard. A guy that never cheated the game. And a guy that always believed in his abilities so much that he can be able to rise above it or defy the odds at times, even later in his career. And what people need to realize about Russell Westbrook is he a top 10 point guard of all time? For me, no, he's not. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he's like way down on the list. He's somewhere in the top 15. He's not in my top 10. And that's okay. He's still great. Derrick Rose was a great point guard as well. He's not in anybody's top 10. Injuries robbed him of that, right? Russell Westbrook, to me, when I think about point guards, I think about guys that make other players better and found a way to impact the game without necessarily scoring a bunch or being a dynamic scorer per se. Russell Westbrook, to me, is the greatest athlete I've ever seen play point guard. There's no one even close in regards to speed, physicality, like vertical strength. Everything that you saw Russell Westbrook, there's never been a point guard that can be able to do those things. Great player. Great basketball player. Is he a great point guard? No. But the best athlete I have ever seen play at that position. The year that he set the triple-double record and won the MVP, that was probably the best singular, amazing, singular record I've ever seen, like, broken. No one thought that that was possible, especially the way it happened because Kevin Durant left to go to Golden State. Everybody kind of wrote the Thunder off at that point. And Russell Westbrook decided to take the pressure on, put the whole team and city on his back, and literally single-handedly got this team to the playoffs and set the record. It was one of the most impressive seasons I've ever seen from a basketball player, period. So for me, I'm always going to have an appreciation of the superior athlete he was, the great talent that he was. Was his game always prototypical in regards to helping a team win? No. Was he always a guy that wanted to conform? No. And I think that's what ended up souring the latter part of his career, just because he didn't want to change. He didn't want to come off the bench. He didn't want to not be the guy that he's always been. And when you're trying to put a team together and when you're trying to go ahead and see how a player fits, and this player is bucking every particular thought process or strategy that you're trying to unfold and utilize, it makes it hard to build a team with this player. This is why he left Houston. He went from Houston to Washington. He was good in Washington. He had a disaster year and a half with the Lakers. He then went to I think it was he went to the Clippers. He went to Denver. He didn't stick anywhere just because he refused to conform. And I've always said, and I said this maybe 9 years ago, that Russell Westbrook's career is going to end just like Allen Iverson's career did. That was 9 years ago, way before I had the show. And lo and behold, boy, was I right. When you have a particular mindset and I can't turn off or I can't change that player that I once was, I need to continue to be that guy, that's fine, right? Like, if you don't want to change, don't change for anybody. Be the guy that say, yo, I never conform to the system. Cool. But you also have to understand what comes with that. If you don't want to change, it's okay. But just understand that when you are no longer option 1, 2, 3 anymore, it's because you didn't want to conform. And again, everybody has a choice to make. You don't have to do anything. You can be able to stand on your square, stand on your toe, like whatever your stance is, go ahead. I'm going to respect you for it. And I respect Russell Westbrook for never changing who he is. But at the end of the day, the game changed around him. And he didn't want to change. And that's fine. But that just means that at a certain point, Allen Iverson's fate was going to be your own. Two great players, two dynamic players, two players that left everything on the court. Two players that people are always going to remember fondly. But at the same time, it's like they could not conform to what certain teams wanted. And because of that, they had to go ahead and retire maybe a little earlier than they wanted to. So, for me, I think Russell Westbrook, again, one of the greatest pure talents that ever graced the NBA. No doubt. Anybody that says anything different, they're lying. I've never seen a guy with that amount of athleticism play that position. Just didn't make sense for a guy to be that powerful playing that. It's just unfortunate that he never won a championship. It's unfortunate that, yes, he retired and he went out the way he wanted instead of having somebody cut him and then but I do believe that what his agent, people who are fans of his, believe that he should still be in the NBA right now. But they've kind of railroaded him and, kind of ostracized him. And again, I'm saying that if you had your stance and you stood on it, cool. But that doesn't necessarily mean that teams have to appreciate that or accept that. And whatever comes with the consequences, you got to live with it. And I think as the years go on, the years will be kind to Russell Westbrook because people are going to go ahead and look back and say that, man, this guy played hard. This guy played with everything he had. You're not always promised a championship, but he played in a way that you may not see guys play that way going forward because he played with an energy that not a lot of players historically ever played with. So, salutes to Russ. That's as good as I'm gonna get. Okay, I don't think he's a top 10 point guard. I don't. I think that there are better point guards that have played this game, but he has left his imprint and his mark on this game tremendously. I think, without a shadow of a doubt, I don't care if SGA just won a championship. I don't care if the Thunder win 4 titles. I think Russell Westbrook is the greatest Oklahoma City Thunder player of all time. Kevin Durant played for them. James Harden played for them. SGA's playing for them right now. Russell Westbrook is the greatest Thunder of all time, which means I hope that they retire his number, and I hope that he gets a very, very impressive statue in front of their arena, because that's a guy that you can be able to honor and feel proud that he played for your organization, played with pride, played with honor, kept up the prestige of that franchise, and played his ass off for as long as he was there. So
every win, every loss, every second got a cost to be the boss. Late nights, pressure heavy, never fold. Championship mindset, heart made of purple and gold.